What if I told you in 2025, the difference between making $5,000 a month and $50,000 a month as a remote closer isn't your sales ability. It's the offer you're selling and how you found it. And the truth is, in the remote sales world, offer you choose is absolutely everything. I'm Adnan, and currently I earn over $30,000 a month in commissions as a remote closer, but it hasn't always been this way. And I'm gonna walk you back a couple of steps into when I first got started into remote closing. I spent months working on offers, making a fraction of what I could have been earning before I actually cracked the code. And in this video, I'm gonna reveal exactly which remote sales offers are dominating in 2025 and beyond, the offers I identified that are gonna be actually worth your time, and most importantly, the strategies of finding and landing the roles when everyone else is fighting for them. And so this video isn't for complete beginners, but if you're a beginner, please pay attention and watch because it's going to give you the best outcome possible. And look, if you're someone who's in the space and you're frustrated about trying to find an offer, you're frustrated trying what to do, shoot me a comment below. Let's have a little chat because I have offers coming around that are going to be absolutely vital. But watch the end because if you don't follow these steps, probably not going to get a role. So one thing though is this is for individuals to understand sales, but they need guidance on which offers to pursue, exactly how to secure a meeting with the best companies. So let's dive straight into the offers that are making closers absolutely rich in 2025 and beyond. So the top 3 offers in remote sales right now is high ticket coaching education. So these are offers anywhere between $5,000 and $25,000. They're a great starting point for you to be able to grow and scale your skill. Second, SaaS and tech solutions. So these are usually a subscription type solution or they're high ticket solutions. Usually these are about $10,000 plus annually. And then agency services. This is anything marketing, lead generation, consulting. These offers are gold because what they provide you is an skill set that you can sell and you can get consistent recurring commissions from them. But I'm going to let you know a little secret because this is what most people miss when they're getting started in remote closing or they're trying to find an offer. It's not about the category, and I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not. So there are 4 key steps to evaluate whether an offer is worth moving on to or not. I'm going to break it down because this is exactly how I categorize offers for my students, myself, and future students as well. First things first is sales to delivery ratio. What I mean by this is one of the best offers I've ever sold on and still sell on to this day. It helps people go from 0 to 1 in ecom. And the founder's name is Sasha. And I have a lot of admiration for Sasha because what he has is what's called a founder first mentality, but also a client first mentality. He sacrificed profit to ensure he delivers elite service for his customers. And what that shows is I knew every single time I helped someone into the program, I knew that I was not having to worry about if they're going to come back the next day, if they're going to be upset, if I'm going to be scared to talk to them in 6 months, whatever. I just knew that he ran this like a Swiss watch, and that's why I've stuck by his side for so long. Second, proven conversions. When I joined a men's health coaching offer, I shadowed the first 10 calls that the top producer was making. He was closing between 50 and 60%. And that told me 2 things. The offer works and it's generating quality leads. So I joined in the next day, helped them grow and scale, and plugged in one of my best closers into that offer. Third, back-end monetization. I sold for a dental agency offer and we had a retainer with clients for $3K a month plus setup fees. My commission wasn't just on the front end, it was stacked on consistent renewals. So one close ended up turning into $10,000 plus in commissions over a few months because I kept on stacking new renewals every single month. 4, founder credibility. Now, founder credibility is one of the most important things because if you can't go to battle and hold the flag for the founder, then you're not in the right offer. So you want to go to LinkedIn, you want to listen to the podcast, you want to go through and listen to who the founder actually is, because if you cannot resonate with that person, how do you expect to sell for them, show up every single day excited and want to push? Because the last thing you want to do is support somebody who you don't actually enjoy. And the other thing is be noticing what the founder is actually doing. If the founder has stayed in one consistent niche for a long time, then that is the founder you want to back because he can remain consistent. You don't want to sit down with a founder who's jumping from an AI program to all of a sudden selling e-com, to selling digital marketing services, to selling some random like OnlyFans management, whatever it is. You don't want that because that is a huge red flag, and I'll be the first one to say pass. We're going to go through 3 little known strategies to find premium offers. First things first, Facebook ad library. This is a gold mine that is so underutilized and it's still used to this day to land high quality offers. So what we do is I found a fitness program for one of my students that was running 7 ads at a time. So you could see that they were investing a lot into ads and they were generating a whole heap of leads. They were getting good engagement on their ads. What that showed me is they have space to have someone new coming in. So what I did, sent a message to the founder of that business. And I sent her a message saying, see, you're converting a lot in your ads. Let's convert them into actual revenue. I jumped on a call, had a chat with him, broke down the process that we follow for our remote sales students, plugged in a closer into that offer, and now he's generating $10,000 plus a month. Second, the paid community workshops. So what I do is when I go into a community, I end up paying, for example, $50 a month for an offer, or I get into something where people are actively posting roles. What that means is you can actually come in and get the back door behind trying to find an offer, and you can get plugged in directly to opportunities and people who are good. What that allows you to do is you're not having to wait for an offer to come around or search or have to hunt. You just get plugged in immediately. And the best thing is though, when you plug yourself into a school community or WAP community, whatever it is, you just want to see that people are spending and the founder is actively in there. Because what most people overlook these days is founders are actively investing themselves and they're likely selling something worth closing. You just need to be there, front of mind, being in their face, telling them you can help them and putting them first, because what that means is you're gonna be able to put yourself first. For example, I joined a $50 a month community, school community full of agency owners. One of the posts mentioned that they were hiring a closer. I DM'd the founder. I shared the numbers of another one of my students who was producing exceptional results in another offer, but he just didn't feel aligned with that founder. I organized a chat. I connected them together. Now that closer is only a month in. He's making $7,000 a month and he's feeling completely fulfilled. And now he's on track to 12 to 15K a month within his first 2 months. And by the way, if you want access to a community like that without paying, look, I built a free web community filled with closers, founders, and high-level offers. So this is where you can get in, start to saturate yourself in proper training, proper coaching, and you can combine that and get plugged into offers and the best opportunities. And the thing is though, what I do is I drop behind the scenes sales breakdowns, call critiques, job leads, tactical strategies, and that I don't share actively anywhere in the public. So join now, click the link in the description below. The third way of finding high quality offers is LinkedIn Sales Navigator method. Now, this is one of the most criminally underused processes to find really high quality offers, especially in the tech space and especially with proven founders. So this is one of the most targeted ways to find a really good premium offer. So I use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to filter founders and CEOs in the target niche. So let's say, for example, you're looking for it in the tech space. And then what would do is you find companies within 5 to 50 employees. So what this means is they're big enough to be able to pay well, but not big enough that they don't need your help. This is where you're able to provide value to a company, but then you're not just a number. And then what you looked at is you look at companies that have raised funding in the last 12 months. These businesses are in scale mode. They're hiring fast, they're growing fast, they're open to bringing in commission-only closes if you are positioned right for the offer. So this is where a friend of mine used the exact same method. He filtered for a founder in the SaaS industry, a Series A with 10 to 15 employees. He messaged a company that had just raised $3 million and was hiring aggressively. He pitched them a commission-only role, offered a sales audit in the process. We sat down together, we audited the whole business, me and him. Then from there, what we did was we built a proposal for that offer, sent it to the founder, and he landed that offer the next day. And all that happened was from one DM and entire outbound flow. Now we're gonna go through how to stand out in 3 ways to land an offer. First things first is resume plus strategic follow-up. Business owners are busy. They're not sitting there waiting for you to just come out of nowhere and go, I'm here to help you. They want you to be showing that you can actually sell from the very beginning. This is where having clean communication, follow up with discipline, show previous wins, even if it's outside of sales. Show that you've made achievements outside of your sales career, because that's what we want to see, a well-rounded individual. So what we do is we follow them up on LinkedIn with a personalized message referencing their business and showing clear research that you've done. You want to have a clean resume. You want to make sure your LinkedIn is up to date. You want to make sure that your Instagram is up to date. You want to make sure that all your socials are clean and they demonstrate that you are a professional. Any photos of you sitting there drinking with your friends on a Friday night or getting drunk, finger up at the club, nobody wants to see that. Somebody who's hiring wants to see a professional that they can rely on and see that as trustworthy. They don't want to see you getting a big fat commission check and all of a sudden blowing it at the club. You just breed unreliability. So what we're going to do is you consistently follow up. You want to consistently follow up. You need to demonstrate that all your social platforms look clean and they breed responsibility and they breed a really well-rounded individual. Your second step now, a value-first approach. So I signed up for a company's webinar. I analyzed a call to action. I analyzed the drop-off rate. I created a 3-minute loom explaining how I would tighten the pitch and how I would help that founder be a little bit better. I came from a place of respect. I didn't came from a place of ego. The founder replied, "Can you do this for us?" That call paid me $17,000 in 3 months, all from just respectfully reaching out, offering a bit of value, and then having a chat. So now 3, we want to do what's called a proof of work approach. For example, I found leads via a Facebook group and matched the company with an ICP. So all I did was set up 2 calls between people before I even worked with the company. What I did when I did that was I connected the people who were the ideal customer profile with the founder, and I put them into a Facebook group. What happened in that chat was I said, these people are ideal for you. I know we're not working together yet, but I'm just providing this as value for you to show you that I can provide more people like this and I can close more deals for you. The founder wanted to see that I could actually provide value before we actually worked together. So I provided the value, gave the referrals, and then I end up landing a job for one of my students within the next 2 days. So this is where we can create a small little intro, ends up saving you a whole heap of money, and you don't have to do all the hassle too. And the best part is that founder replied within 5 minutes. If I just sent out a generic, I want to work with you, please email, then he would probably not reply. Provide value first and get hired because of the value you generate. The most important thing is we want to nail the interview. And if you don't nail the interview, you can only make a good first impression once. So this is where presentation always matters first. So when you come into a call and interview, you want to do one thing: set up a ring light. Make sure the lighting is very clear. Neutral wall. Wear a collared shirt, even if it's on a Zoom. Make sure you want to look presentable, because again, how you present to the founder is what they're going to see is you presenting to their clients. So you want to be very clean, be authentic, but hungry. So I always say, I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to find them and bring them back to you. So I will outwork any closer. Just give me 2 weeks. If I talk to any founder, I always say a very similar line, because what that shows is you're humble, but you're willing to do the work. So 3, we want to ask expert questions. So the questions that I ask show that you are not too above them and you're not too egotistical, but you also are humble enough to be able to want to help them. So the questions I ask to help get the right outcome and show that you're a professional is, first things, what does your end-to-end funnel look like and what are the most significant drop-off points? The second question I want to ask is, what are your current conversion benchmarks, call booked to show rate, and what are the targets that you have in place and what are the KPIs? So what that shows is how can you as a new sales rep come in and how can I help you bridge that gap and make things better for you? Because the best salespeople are actually the most well-rounded salespeople that help from marketing, sales, fulfillment process. They actually get amongst everything. The next one is, what are the consistent bottlenecks in lead quality, appointment setting, objection handling, and how can a new closer come in to help you optimize these? Then from there, another question I ask, it's absolute gold, is how is sales feedback looped into marketing and fulfillment? What does success look like 30, 60, and 90 days into this role? And what these questions do is they position you as a partner in the business, not just someone who's going to come in and try to get a commission check. It shows that you genuinely care about the results the founder does, because the thing is, Brian, when you're working with a founder, this is their baby. This business is something that they spend all their time on, and they want someone to come in and care just as much about it as they do. All right, so this is one thing that I get asked a lot. What if I'm juggling multiple offers? So if I was juggling multiple offers, this is how I look at it. I would go through, depending on the meetings that you have, but that's how I used to run it. 8:30 a.m., I would check all the CRMs, review the leads, review my calendar for the day, and overall just really just getting into the zone. From 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., I was focusing on offer number 1. This is where I'd take between 3 and 4 calls within that time frame, so then I can see who I can close. Usually I'd walk out with at least 1 to 2 closes per day. Then from there, I'd do 12:30 to 1:30, lunch, step away, reset, get everything in the zone, and then get back into 1:30 to 4 p.m. I was selling on a men's mental health offer. So this is where the deals were a little bit emotionally driven, because obviously it's men's mental health. So what I would do is I would have the high energy calls in the morning because I had the most energy, and the low energy calls in the afternoon, because the guys on the men's mental health offer needed someone who's going to come in grounded and match them where they're at and carry them through, not just this high energy guy who's just like, come on, let's make money, right? They needed someone who's going to come in, soften up, and guide them from a leadership frame, not energetic frame. Then from there, I would do all my recaps at the end of the day, make sure everything's lined up, prep for my next day, and then I'd turn off, do training, and work from them. So these are a couple of tips that I would use to be able to make things easier. So I created my own close platform and I linked everything into one place. So I would know what offer is where, and I'd put them into close myself. You end up paying a little bit for it, but it ends up saving you a heap of money. And quite frankly, with the efficiency you have, you make more money. I'll also, on top of that, I would use Google Sheets to track everything. And if you need help with Google Sheets, please drop a comment below. I can help with building a guide on how to build epic Google Sheets, or I can drop you a few templates of mine that work best. I also time blocked religiously. I had blocks of time, call block 1, call block 2, call block 3, call block 4. I would know which call block is my most profitable, so I would organize the offer that's providing me the most cash, at that time within the call blocks. I also would just be very transparent with the founders, and I would assure them that the hours that I'm putting into the business is 100% protected. I'm doing everything that's best for their business. I'm doing everything best for myself as well, and they completely respect it. All right, so I'm gonna leave you with this. You could be the best driver on the planet. If you're behind the wheel of a beat up Honda Civic, you're not winning any races. Meanwhile, if someone with really average skills but driving a Formula One car is gonna leave you in the dust. This is how remote closing works. You're the driver, the offer is the vehicle. If you're stuck selling a weak, overpriced, underproven offer, your results will always be limited. Not because you're not good, not because the script is no good, it's because the offer is not set up for win. But the moment you get behind the wheel of the right offer, something starts to convert. You deliver results and it pays well, your income scales exponentially. That's how I went from 6K months to $40,000 plus months. And it wasn't because I became the world's best closer overnight. It was because I stopped selling broken vehicles, and it's because I got into offers that were built to win. And here's the best part. Inside my free community, we don't just give you the strategies, we give you the link up with real high ticket offers that are best set up for the market. If you're serious about winning this game, start applying what you learn, reach out daily to the right companies, join a community first, link in the description. We're dropping active roles, playbooks, behind the scenes, real breakdowns that you will not find anywhere else. If you saw anything in this video that brought you value, that you felt like was able to help you get to where you want to go, or you wanted more clarity on, drop a comment below, explain what you're looking for help with. I can either drop you a personalized message, or you can join the community, chat with me directly, and we can see what's going to be the best outcome for you to get to where you want to go. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.